Hey guys, this is Echo Smores, and you are checking out a support video for our latest sound set and sample pack release, Smores. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I got the vocal sound, or how Marshmello kind of gets that vocal sound he did in Alone. He's done it in a few tracks now. I got a bunch of questions from you guys from the actual demo on how I did this, so I thought I would show you. All right, so first things first, you need a vocal track. This right here is the source vocals for where this came from. And so what I did was I just took one line essentially, or maybe two lines, depending on how you're looking at it. Because Marshmello will do this thing where he'll take one line, two lines, kind of expand it out into a verse, pre-chorus, chorus section as he's building into a drop. So you just need a vocal. And what I did was I purposefully chose one that was a little bit slower than my BPM, because it kind of helped get that sound. So this initial pass was saying at about 120 to 124 beats per minute, and now it's at 142. So here it is. So I'll mute the other ones.
I've lost the light within your eyes. How come you don't let it shine? I see a shadow, it's all I know. Tell me now, where did you go?
Okay, so new lyrics happen over here, but what I did was just took that one pass, and it's been sped up to 142 beats per minute. I tuned it down one semitone, and then I bounced that out, just chopped it, bounced it out. And now I used a plugin called Little Alter Boy by SoundToys. Now you don't have to use this plugin. All you need is a pitch shifting plugin that has format capability, because I really didn't do a lot. I used some EQ, which we'll get to in a second, and I used some RVox compression and some reverb and delay. So really simple. So here is what Little Alter Boy is doing to it. So I turned the format up to 2.8. The mix is a little bit above half.
It's so loud. Where did you go?
Right, but I turned the mix down because I want a little bit of the raw vocal coming through, or the actual vocals. So if you don't have the Little Alter Boy by SoundToys, you can still do this effects. For instance, I could go turn on flex pitch in Logic here, and let's zoom in here, and I could take certain notes here and just go here. And we can find the format. I forget where it is. I haven't used this in a while. It's one of these guys. I know it is. There it is. And let's just shift this up a little bit.
I see a shadow.
So there it is without the format shift on that section.
Lost the light within your eyes. Lost the light within your eyes. I come here to light within your eyes. I come here to light within your eyes.
Right, but to get that dry wet effect, you'd have to bounce this out to audio essentially, and make sure that you kind of blend it with the original, because blending it is what gets that kind of Marshmello sound. If it's two formats shifted in one go, it just sounds more like a chipmunk, or it really changes the whole timbre and feeling of the vocal. So I use Little Alter Boy because I use that plugin all the time, but it just worked. There are other pitch shifting plugins out there that have a format shifter for sure. All right, so this EQ is pretty self-explanatory. Taking out the lows, boosting some of the highs. I'm using RVox to compress the hell out of it. And then some reverb and delay. So then in the next section of this demo here, what I did was to change up the vocals. It's the same vocal take, just different effects.
Where did you go?
So all I did was simply, in Little Alter Boy, take the format down. So it'd be like going like this. All right, so in this next section here, this track right here, it's been printed, but again, it's the exact same effects. It was these exact same three. It's Little Alter Boy, Channel EQ, RVox. The only difference is this was pitched up an octave from the actual source audio is pitched up an octave, and then I applied those same effects, and then I just created a vocal chop melody. So the first part is where did you go?
Where did you go?
And that comes from, if we go back to the source audio.
That's all I know. Tell me now, where did you go?
So I did the where did you go, right? The where did you go is that first chop.
Where did you go?
So it goes where did you go, right?
Where did you go?
And then it's just chops of other parts of the melody. I think that from here, that from
How come you don't?
is from the don't,
I see a shadow.
and then I see. So it's just, just creating a vocal chop melody, and it was a little bit hard. I did it a little bit in a Vox 2, which isn't out yet, but you can do it in Logic. You could use it in a lot of samplers. I just loaded in, basically different chops. You could do it in Machine. You could load in the whole acapella, chop it up, and then play it on the keys. You could do it with audio. I kind of just chopped up audio. I got a little bit of it going in a Vox 2, then just chopped up audio.
Where did you go?
Like I took off the transients. You can see that here on the bounce. When I played this, there's probably more of a transient here on the beginning of these two sections here. So I just chopped that off in the audio because it was more smooth. It fit more. It was a better juxtaposition from the where did you go, and then kind of a ha ha instead of a fra ta. So that was that.
I can see me. Where did you go? I can see me. Where did you go? I can see me. Where did you go? Where did you go?
And then I repeated where did you go twice here just because it was kind of the catchy part of this whole vocal chop. So it goes a little bit of pause, and then right before the drop,
Where did you go?
right, that kind of push and pull, that space makes it have a little bit more impact. But overall, it's a pretty easy effect to pull off. It's more just finding the right vocal, speeding it up, adding a pitch shifting plugin that has format shifting ability on it, and hopefully has a mix control so you can have a little bit of the actual raw, real vocal sound come through as opposed to just being all format shifted. So if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't checked out S'mores and you want to take take a stab at making music like Marshmello or Slushy, definitely check it out. It's a really cool pack, guys. All right, I'll see you next time.